Hello there and welcome back everyone. I'm Bakubrad96 and in today's video I will be going over and reviewing my mono elemental Darkus deck. Since I'm a Darkus brawler, I didn't have a choice. I just had to do this. Before I get straight into the deck though, I do want to give everyone a sneak peek of upcoming unboxings on the channel. I did pick these up on my previous Baku hunts. So I have the Ventus Enoch starter pack there. It includes the Chaos Dragonoid and Darkus Blitzfox. And I also have the Aquas Platinum Nillious Battle Stripe pack there with the Darkus Titan King. I know there's not a lot of room on the camera, but yeah, so those will be unboxed later on in the week, probably after my deck profile for the Diamond Dragonoid and the actual gameplay. Between that deck and this one I'm about to show you, there will be those unboxings. So with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it. All of you might notice the little card holder here. That is from the new, here I'll pan up a little bit, that is from the new Bakugan. It comes with two of these little inserts, and they just work out really great for someone like me. I can make a deck profile and get it ready for filming without having to have everything put up. You know, I can just have it like this, ready to go. Just a little sneak peek for everyone in case you can get the theme. Here is the Mono Pyrus one that I will be going over tomorrow. I do have to record that later today as well. But enough talking, time for Bakugan. I do have a Nanogun in this one, so I guess I can pull that out. I have it in the tin as well. Can't have a deck profile without reviewing all of the pieces. And yes, if I had enough sleeves to sleeve all of these card decks, I most certainly would. But since I usually take them apart and put them back in my binder, I never really worry about it. But yes, to anyone thinking, I do wish I had all of my decks sleeved, just to take better care of them. So we're going to go ahead and start with the actual team, I suppose. So off the bat, it is Platinum Nillious, Double Green Fist. Well, first off, let's see if I can't zoom in a little better than that. There we go. So, where was I? Oh yeah. Platinum Nillious, Double Green Fist, B power of 700 with 2 damage, and then if it lands on a Green Fist, it does get to remove a Baku-core from an opposing active Bakugan. Very nice effect. This team does have some Green Fists, so you definitely are going to use that mechanic. It is part of the strategy, so very important to the deck. After that is Crustillion, Double Magic Shield Cores, B power of 600 with 2 damage. Really, Crustillion just offers a lot of power to the deck as far as B power goes. 2 magic shields, especially in Darkus, is very rare. FYI, that's why I have the Darkus Blitzfox starter pack. I love Darkus Bakugan with double blue shields because they are so strong, usually. And Crustillion is no different. Just gives the deck access to those shields. And 600 B power is not bad at all. But the third Bakugan on the team, of course, is Demork Ultra, Double Green Fist, just like Nillious, with a B power of 700 and 4 damage. So that is the Bakugan I am using on this team. Obviously, as far as I know, it is the only Darkus Elemental Bakugan released so far. So just, yeah, super hyped to have this team. A team of Elementals is awesome enough, but Darkus through and through, baby. Now then I will review the game pieces first, now that I've reviewed the cards. So everyone knows Crustillion has this little horn here. But there is Elemental Crustillion all folded out. Very epic. The translucent green there. The gold faction sign. Not translucent green. As I look through the plastic, I see the green. That epic fail. The translucent black. And then the metallic green. There we go. don't know what I'm saying this morning. And that elemental design, love it. Probably my favorite out of all of the elemental designs. But then again, Lightning Voltex, the channel mascot, aka Elemental Finnica, the Chaos Elemental, close second. I mean, if I wasn't such a Darkus groupie, probably would like Finnica more, but just why couldn't Finnica come out in Darkus Elemental? Like, I know its original faction is Chaos, but come on. Alright, before I make this video too long, this is the main star of the deck profile. Well, my favorite out of 3, and probably everyone knows that by now, but this is the Platinum Nillious, elemental version of course, as you can tell by the wings and the non-magenta body there. It is all black for the elemental. Very nice. Won't spend too much time on this Bakugan. I did just unbox it. What an epic Bakugan. And then finally, it is, of course, the D-Mark Ultra. Go ahead and pop him open for everyone. Very, very epic. This was my first elemental. Not my first elemental, like, altogether. My first elemental was the Dragonoid Ultra from the first wave of Geogan Rising, I believe. But yeah, this is my first Darkus elemental. Very epic. What a team. Really, really cool. I will save the Nanogun and the Geogan for when I get to them. Put that right there. I know that's the Nanogun card. But for now, I will go ahead and get right into the deck profile. Or, no, sorry, so confused. So, Baku-cores first, because the Baku-core lineup is what I normally do after that. It's pretty basic because, mono Darkus, you don't have a lot of options, especially with green fists, but I'm confident with my choices, so let me know in the comments down below if you would do anything different, deck-wise, team-wise, or Baku-core-wise. Just would like to know everyone's feedback on this deck because, well, I want it to be good. Moving along though, 2 magic shields, 600 and plus 650 B power. The best magic shield you can get, and that's why I run it. Sorry about that, I had a little hiccup there. And then after that, like seriously, I wasn't lying, basic is like not the word for it. This is just straight vanilla. But so 4 plus 150 B power and plus 2 damage. I didn't really want to help other factions, and I didn't really want to just rely on damage with the plus 3, so I did want to give a little bit of B power to the team. Really don't know if this was the right call, but I just try to get the most competitive cores as possible, and yeah, that's what I did, and that's what I had in mind when I was choosing the cores for the team. But now for the deck profile, it is pretty much the same as all of my Darkus decks. I do only have so many cards, and I say that constantly. But since I did get those new packs in, and I unboxed them on the channel, I do have a few new cards in here, so everyone will see, hopefully, everyone will see the direction I'm sort of taking the deck. But I do have the same kind of shell, if you will. Starting off with 3 Body Crusher. For 1 energy, it is a -4 damage and scan. My favorite card of Geogan Rising, I can't say it enough. Really low energy to be able to take out a chunk of damage. 4 is not bad. And then you get to scan on top of that, and that mechanic is just really good. Knowing what you're going to draw into, or knowing what you're going to lose first in the case of a damage attack, is just really good. You know what to play with, you know what's in your hand, you know what's coming. It's just really good as far as the competitive strategy standpoint, and that's why I like the card so much. After that, I am running 1 Chaotic Darkness. It was one of the new cards I pulled from the card collection packs for Battle Planet. So for 1 energy, you do get to choose a player to discard a card. Yeah, so that's it. So you just rip a card. Well, not rip a card out of the opponent's hand, but you make them discard a card. So you're hitting your opponent's hand, you're messing up their plays, their strategies, their combos. And in any TCG, that is just a really good strategy. So I thought I would try it out. I wish I had more. As time goes on, as I get more cards, I might actually end up with more of this card. So the deck might even change further, but for now, I only have the one. Speaking of one-ofs though, here is Darkus Slayer. It is another 1 energy cost card, and it just simply gives plus 200 B power and plus 2 damage. It's not a bad card. At most, it is filler in the deck because, yeah, only have so many cards, but it might come in handy. A better card, and honestly, if I had a third of, I would put it in place of the Darkus Slayer, is Nillious Annihilator. 1 energy for plus 300 B power, but if a scan or scrounge effect allows you to look at this on top of the deck, you can reveal it to give a Bakugan plus 600 B power. That comes in clutch. I mean, that is really good if you get the effect off, and it's just really cool for 1 energy. I like it. It's got Nillious on it, so enough said. After that, getting into damage territory with Thunderbolt. 1 energy for plus 3 damage, so I have 2 of those. To complement that, there is the 1 Wither. 1 energy for minus 3 damage. Not as good as the Body Crusher, but it is just a way to kind of mess with the opponent. Another one of Cloak and Shadow. 2 energy for plus 3 damage, same as Thunderbolt, but this card is going to give you Shadow Strike on top of that, which might come in handy. A few of the other cards in the deck do give Shadow Strike, so just another sub-theme to the deck's overall goal, I guess. Got a lot of things going for it. Moving on, 3 Darkus Knight. Everyone is aware of my Darkus combo, that's why this card is in here. So, 2 energy for a Baku-core with an armor rating of 1. If another card causes you to reveal this from your hand, give a Bakugan plus 2 damage. Otherwise, you're going to give a Bakugan 100 B power and 2 damage when equipped. So, very good, but it's in here for another card, and that's coming up. Now then, the only hero I am using, the only Darkus hero I have for a deck that's not Fusion, is Lightning. 2 energy for when you open a Bakugan, it gets plus 3 damage. This does stack, so in case I do have 2 on field, that would be plus 6, which is really awesome. But having that extra 3 just really helps put pressure on the opponent as soon as it really comes out. So, really like the hero Lightning. And Darkus Brawler. Perfect. Another 3 of is Shadow Slicer. 2 energy for plus 400 B power and scan. Again, combos well with the Nillious Annihilator. There is some synergy there. And 400 for 2 is okay. Especially when you have 3 more cards that do more or less the same. Throw Anything is a card that costs 2 energy, plus 400 B power, and Shadow Strike. So the Darkus Slicer is going to give me, the scan effect, and then this card is going to give me the Shadow Strike. Both cards kind of synergize with different aspects of the deck, and that's all I was really trying to do, is give myself B power, but keep everything kind of in line with itself, so it's not just a hodgepodge of cards, like most of my Darkus decks are. Now then, a 1 of Cycling Madness. 3 energy to draw a card, and your opponent discards a card. After that, you return this card to the bottom of the deck. So, a very cool way to kind of always have a card in the deck, in my opinion, if you consistently play it. Just another way to discard a card from your opponent's hand and mess up their strategy. Never a bad thing. And I like the card draw. Darkus doesn't have a lot of that, so I decided to throw that card in there. So then Trailing Dragon is next. Really don't have a lot of cards in the 3 energy cost curve, so this is why it's in here. Plus 200 B power and plus 4 damage. It's okay. I mean, there are a lot of cards way better, but you got to use what you have, and that's what I did in this scenario. The second and final card to my combo of this deck is Monstrous Surge. I won't go into the details of explaining it. You should all know by now because I talk about it so much how the combo works. But anyway, Monstrous Surge is a Baku action card that costs 4 energy. It gives plus 800 B power to a Bakugan, and then Sync. You may reveal a card in your hand that costs 2 energy for plus 4 damage. So, very good card. I like it. Goes well with Darkest Night, and you kind of can just cheese out a big damage hit in one turn. After that, though, is 2 Shadow Dogs, 4 energy, and you must reroll your Bakugan. If you open on the reroll, your Bakugan gets not only plus 400 B power, but it does get Victor, and opponent must discard 2 cards. So, a pretty cool card, especially in this deck. Not only are you granted a reroll, but if you win on the brawl, you are going to take even more cards out of your opponent's hand. And as a sub-strategy or theme of the deck, why not? It just fits. It goes really well. Now then, as some of you noticed, I do have the 2 Darkest Diamond Geogan from Geogan Rising. I thought this deck would be awesome to kind of flex Rarity. So here they are. Diamond Monstropod is 6 energy for a B power of 2400 and 8 damage with Victor Team Attack. So kind of later on in the curve, 6 energy is a lot, but I'm looking to use these to close out the game later on rather than use any Geogans soon. So sit on these cards if you draw them in your hand, play them late game for the win. That is the idea anyway. Then lastly, it is Diamond Sluggler, 7 energy for a B power of 1500 with 15 damage. So yeah, just kind of a nifty OTK if it's late enough in the game. Really cool. Quickly go over their game pieces, because I have reviewed both of these extensively and I've put them in a lot of decks because they're just so awesome. Keep in mind that this week's theme or series for gameplay is Rarity, so most of the decks will be as high rarity as possible. And yeah, this deck will be going against the Dragonoid deck. That is what I said at the beginning of the video. But moving on now to the flip cards, I do have some in the deck. First off is Darkest Snare. That was my cat. She's meowing if you heard that. But anyway, Darkest Snare, 0 energy to block a Bakugan holding a magic shield. Alright, sorry about that. My cat was crying like crazy. I had to go give her some love. She was at my door. So, yeah, Darkest Snare, flip card, 0 energy, blocks a Bakugan holding a magic shield. I run 2 of those because Crystallian has 2 of them. If my opponent lands on my Magic Shield Core, I'm going to punish them. If my opponent has any Magic Shield Cores, I'm punishing them. Honestly, if I had a third one, I would probably run it. But moving on to the rest of the flip cards. Sorry about that, got a little frazzled with my cat there, but I am running Sea Serenity, 1 energy to block a Chaos or Ventus. Later on in the tournament, or the gameplay series, I will be going against different decks, different factions, so I thought, throw this in there for coverage. The same reason why I'm running the Crescent Darkest Nullifier, 1 energy to block a Aquas or Pyrus Bakugan. Honestly though, I might take those out, and in any other circumstance, if it wasn't for this series, or the gameplay coming up, these would be removed, and I would use my Black Hole. So yeah, I might even do that. I will let you guys know at the beginning of the actual gameplay day if I did change the deck at all. But for now, I'll just leave them in there. Next is Sonic Shield, 1 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Green Fist or Flaming Fist. Same reason for the Darkest Snare, ton of Green Fist on the team. Want to punish your opponent for picking those up. And then a new card to highlight is Punish, 2 energy for a flip card that chooses a player to discard a card. Really simple, again going with that discard theme. I would cut the Sea Serenity and the Crescent Darkest Nullifier and run 2 more of these instead of the Black Hole if I had them, but I only have the 1. So it will be the Black Holes, possibly, maybe, I just don't know. But to finish up the deck profile, it is Creeping Darkus. I run 2 of them, 4 energy to block a non-fusion Bakugan, and then if you do, you choose a player to discard a card. So, really messing with the opponent as far as discarding all of their cards. Otherwise, relying on your own strategy. You have the, what is it? Oh yes, the Shadow Strike, had the Darkest Night Monstrous Surge combo. I mean, a lot of different options for the deck. But yeah, that just about wraps it up. I do have the Nano Siphon on a Magic Shield plus 300 B power, and then on a Magic Shield and Orange Shield plus 500 B power. I do have the Darkest Nano Widow, but because of the core lineup of my team, it wouldn't really help. I might throw it on the team just in case, just to have a second one. But until I unbox this, I won't have a third Darkest Nanogun anyway, so I'm not going to worry about having the full 3 in the side deck, because, well, you got to do an unboxing first. That does do it for this deck profile. Hope you all like it. Let me know what you think. Personally, I think it is awesome to have a mono elemental Darkest team, but that's just me. I am a Darkest brawler after all. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate the support so much. As of recording, I'm at 457 subscribers. That is ridiculously amazing. I cannot believe it. Thank you all so much, brawlers. Thank you, Bakugan community, for supporting me and letting me be a part. It is just epic, and I am so happy and thrilled to be doing this, to be a Baku-tuber. Just my dreams are coming true, and I wouldn't be there without all of you. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more Bakugan content, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I've got deck profiles, unboxings, and gameplay coming, and I don't want any of you to miss it. But until next time, I want you all to stay safe no matter where you're at in the world, and remember, drum up and Bakugan brawl! Yeah, you thought I forgot about Siphon, didn't you? But I didn't. I'm back, and I am going to review it. So it is a manual open Bakugan. You are just going to pop it open, like so. And it is not a Bakugan, I mean Nanogun. But none of the Nanogons are magnetic. You all do them manually. It's got a little peg there. And why not go ahead and power up Nillious? Even though I do have a Widow, the core abilities just don't work out well. So there we go. Nillious is rocking the Nano Siphon.